Welcome to today's Lost Souls, where we bring you the most impactful and unforgettable stories from around the world. Today, we remember the lives of remarkable individuals whose legacies continue to inspire and resonate. From iconic musicians to trailblazing activists, join us as we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and bid farewell to those who have left an indelible mark on our lives. Stay tuned for a journey through their incredible stories.
Jeff Conaway passed away at the age of 60. Jeff Conaway was a prominent American actor best known for his roles as Kenickie in the iconic musical film Grease, 1978, and as Bobby Wheeler in the popular TV series Taxi, 1978-1982. Born Jeffrey Charles William Michael Conaway on October 5, 1950, in Manhattan, New York City, Conaway grew up in Queens and began in the entertainment industry as a child actor and model before transitioning into film and television. Conaway's acting career launched early when he landed a role at age 10 in the Tony-nominated Broadway play All the Way Home. He continued to work in theater and films throughout his youth, developing into a versatile actor admired for both musical and dramatic roles. His breakthrough came with Grease, which became a cultural phenomenon, showcasing his talent as a singer and actor in a role that remains beloved by generations. Following the success of Grease, Conaway gained further fame with Taxi, playing a charismatic but struggling actor among an ensemble cast. The show earned critical praise and developed a devoted fan base, with Conaway's performance standing out for its humor and heartfelt moments. Despite professional success, Conaway struggled with addiction, particularly to pain medication and cocaine, a battle widely publicized after his appearances on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. His addiction issues stemmed in part from chronic back pain due to injury and surgery, which led to a downward spiral that he fought publicly with honesty and courage. In 2011, Conaway was found unconscious at his home due to complications from pneumonia and drug use. He was placed in an induced coma and taken off life support on May 26, passing away the next day. His death was ruled accidental, with drugs playing a role but not as an intentional overdose. Conaway is remembered as a talented and charismatic performer whose iconic roles in Grease and Taxi have left a lasting legacy in American pop culture. He also serves as a cautionary tale about addiction, with his openness about his struggles inspiring many to seek help. Andrea Evans passed away at the age of 66. Andrea Lynn Evans was a beloved American actress celebrated for her iconic roles on daytime television, most notably as Tina Lord on the ABC soap opera One Life to Live. Born on June 18, 1957 in Aurora, Illinois, Evans captivated audiences with her vibrant, complex characters and became a staple of soap opera drama through the 1980s and beyond. Evans first portrayed Tina Lord from 1978 to 1981, then returned to the role from 1985 to 1990. Her portrayal earned her a Daytime Emmy nomination in 1988 for Outstanding Ingenue. Nicknamed Daytime's Diva of Dirt, Tina Lord was known for her scheming, passion, and emotional depth, a role Evans made unmistakably her own. Her popularity extended beyond One Life to Live, with notable roles in The Young and the Restless as Patty Williams, The Bold and the Beautiful as Tawny Moore, and Passions as Rebecca Hotchkiss Crane. Evans's career was marked by creative highs, but also personal challenges, including a harrowing experience with a stalker during her time on One Life to Live, which ultimately led her to leave the show in 1990 and retreat from the public eye. She later spoke candidly about how the stalking incidents deeply affected her life and career. After a hiatus, she returned to television and film in the 1990s, continuing to shine in both daytime drama and movies. Her performances in films like A Low-Down Dirty Shame, 1994, and Ice Cream Man, 1995, added to a versatile resume. Through the 2000s, Evans remained a central figure in the soap opera world, with over 600 episodes in Passions, marking a long-lasting connection with devoted fans. Andrea Evans was married twice and adopted a daughter with her second husband, attorney Stephen Rodriguez. Despite her challenges, she was known for her professionalism, warmth, and generosity in the entertainment community. Evans passed away on July 9, 2023, in Pasadena, California, after a courageous battle with breast cancer. Her death marked the loss of a true daytime television legend, whose vibrant performances and resilience left an indelible mark on soap opera history. Matthew Cowles. Passed away at the age of 69, Matthew Cowles was an American actor and playwright, renowned for his compelling performances and creative contributions to theater, television, and film. Born on September 28, 1944 in New York City, Cowles was the son of acclaimed actor and theater producer Chandler Cowles, from whom he inherited a passion for the performing arts. He studied acting at the neighborhood playhouse and soon established himself as a versatile performer with a strong stage presence. Matthew Cowles' career began in the theater world, where he made his Broadway debut in 1966, starring in Malcolm, an adaptation of a James Purdy novel by Edward Albee, which showcased his dramatic talents early on. In 1968, he appeared alongside Al Pacino in the hit off-Broadway play The Indian Wants the Bronx, further cementing his reputation as a powerful stage actor. Throughout the 1970s, Cowles continued to tour and perform in significant productions like Kid Champion and Sweet Bird of Youth. While Cowles appeared in numerous film and television roles, he is best remembered for his portrayal of Billy Clyde Tuggle on the long-running soap opera All My Children, ABC, a role he originated and developed from the 1970s into the 2010s. Billy Clyde was a complex character, a menacing pimp who became a born-again Christian, providing Cowles with rich material to demonstrate his range. This role earned him 2 Daytime Emmy Award nominations for Outstanding Actor. His performance left a remarkable impression on daytime television, contributing to the enduring popularity of the show. Beyond All My Children, Cowles appeared in acclaimed films such as Midnight Cowboy, Slapshot, The World According to Garp, and Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island, 2010. He also had guest roles on prominent TV series like Kojak, Miami Vice, Law & Order, Oz, and notable miniseries, including Lonesome Dove. Cowles was also a dedicated playwright, having authored several plays including Mexican Standoff at Fat Squaw, Springs, and Our Daily Bread. Outside of acting, he was an enthusiastic motorcyclist, a passion he shared with his wife, actress Christine Baranski, whom he married in 1983. Matthew Cowles passed away on May 22, 2014, in New York City due to congestive heart failure. Remembered as a talented actor and writer, Cowles' legacy continues through his memorable performances and contributions to the arts. Darlene Conley passed away at the age of 72. Darlene Conley was a beloved American actress, best known for her iconic role as Sally Spectra, the fiery and larger-than-life fashion magnate on the CBS daytime drama The Bold and the Beautiful. Born on July 18, 1934, in Chicago, Illinois, Conley embarked on a remarkable acting journey that spanned more than 5 decades, showcasing her versatility and vibrant screen presence. Discovered at age 15 by Broadway impresario Jed Harris, Conley's early career involved touring in theatrical productions such as The Heiress, where she honed her craft performing in diverse stage roles, including Cyrano de Bergerac and Night of the Iguana. Transitioning to film and television, her first cinematic role came in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, 1963. She also appeared in various television series like Gunsmoke, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, and Little House on the Prairie, establishing herself as a reliable character actress. Conley's daytime TV career was prolific and diverse, stepping into memorable roles such as Rose DeVille on The Young and the Restless, Edith Baker on Days of Our Lives, and Trixie Monahan on General Hospital. However, it was her portrayal of Sally Spectra on The Bold and the Beautiful, starting in 1988, that earned her a permanent place in television history. Sally was a forceful, ambitious, and often comedic character who brought glamour, drama, and humor to the screen. Conley embraced the role with gusto, embodying numerous disguises and personas that made Sally unforgettable, including impersonations of Mae West and even a nun. Her magnetic performance earned her multiple Daytime Emmy and Soap Opera Digest Award nominations, and made Sally Spectra the only soap opera character immortalized at Madame Tussauds wax museums in Amsterdam and Las Vegas. Despite suffering a serious fall in 2004 that caused multiple broken bones, Conley returned to work with resilience, continuing to deliver captivating performances, often seated during filming to accommodate her injuries. In late 2006, she was diagnosed with stomach cancer and bravely fought the illness until her passing on January 14, 2007, at her home in Los Angeles. Darlene Conley's legacy lives on in the hearts of soap opera fans around the world. She was celebrated for her comedic timing, dramatic flair, and the unforgettable vitality she brought to every role. Sally Spectra remains a beloved character on The Bold and the Beautiful, symbolizing Conley's enduring impact on the daytime television landscape. David L. Lander passed away at the age of 73. David L. Lander was a beloved American actor and comedian, best known for his unforgettable role as Andrew Squiggy Squigman on the hit sitcom Laverne and Shirley. Born David Leonard Landau on June 22, 1947, in Brooklyn, New York, Lander's career spanned decades across television, film, voice acting, and even baseball scouting. Lander's professional and creative partnership with Michael McKean began during their studies at Carnegie Mellon University. Together, they developed and performed the characters Lenny and Squiggy in various comedy troupes before being cast on Laverne and Shirley from 1976 to 1983. Squiggy's quirky personality, unique dance moves, and distinctive voice made him a cultural icon and a source of laughter for millions of fans. In addition to his acting work, Lander was a passionate baseball fan and scout, working with teams like the Anaheim Angels and Seattle Mariners. He also appeared in films such as Who Framed Roger Rabbit, voice role, and Scary Movie. His unique blend of comedy and talent made him a respected figure in Hollywood. In 1984, Lander was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, though he kept his condition private for nearly 15 years. He eventually became an advocate for awareness and research regarding MS, publishing his autobiography, Fall Down Laughing: How Squiggy Caught Multiple Sclerosis and Didn't Tell Nobody in 2002. His openness and humor in coping with the disease inspired many. David L. Lander passed away peacefully on December 4, 2020, in Los Angeles, due to complications from multiple sclerosis. He is remembered as a gifted entertainer, a beloved comedic actor, and an inspiring figure for his courage and dedication both on and off screen. Rick Harrison. Rick Harrison was born on March 22, 1965 in Lexington, North Carolina, into a family that would eventually become synonymous with the pawn shop business and reality television fame. His early years were marked by the kind of working-class determination that would later define his approach to business and life. Rick was the third of 4 sons born to Richard Benjamin Harrison, who would later be known to millions as the Old Man and JoJo Harrison. The Harrison family's journey began in the rural South, but Rick's childhood was largely shaped by constant movement and adaptation. When Rick was just 2 years old, his father, Richard Sr., made the pivotal decision to relocate the family to San Diego, California, seeking better opportunities and a fresh start. This move would prove to be the first of many that would teach young Rick the importance of resilience and adaptability, qualities that would serve him well in his future endeavors. Rick's childhood was far from conventional. His father worked various jobs to support the family, including serving in the U.S. Navy, which instilled in the household a sense of discipline and respect for hard work. The military influence in Rick's upbringing was significant, teaching him the values of punctuality, responsibility, and the importance of following through on commitments. These early lessons would later become fundamental principles in how he conducted business. The family's financial situation during Rick's early years was often precarious. The Harrisons lived paycheck to paycheck, and young Rick learned early on that money didn't come easily. He witnessed his parents' struggles to make ends meet, and this experience instilled in him a deep appreciation for the value of a dollar. Unlike many children who grow up insulated from financial concerns, Rick was acutely aware of the family's economic challenges, which motivated him to start thinking about ways to contribute and eventually succeed. Education played a complex role in Rick's childhood. While he attended school like other children his age, Rick often found himself more interested in practical hands-on learning than traditional academic subjects. He was naturally curious about how things worked, particularly mechanical objects and business transactions. This curiosity would manifest in his tendency to take apart household items to understand their inner workings, much to his parents' occasional frustration. When Rick was approximately 13 years old, the family made another significant move, this time to Las Vegas, Nevada. This relocation would prove to be life-changing, as Las Vegas in the late 1970s was a city full of opportunities for those willing to work hard and think creatively. The move to Las Vegas exposed Rick to a different kind of culture, one where entrepreneurship was celebrated and where people from all walks of life came to reinvent themselves. The Las Vegas environment was particularly formative for Rick's character development. The city's 24-hour culture meant that business opportunities existed around the clock, and Rick began to understand that success often came to those who were willing to work when others were resting. He observed the various characters that populated Las Vegas: gamblers, entertainers, business owners, and tourists, and began to develop the people skills that would later make him an effective negotiator and a television personality. Rick Harrison's journey to television stardom began not with an audition or a talent agent, but with decades of hard work in the family pawnshop business. In 1989, Rick and his father, Richard, the old man Harrison, opened the Gold and Silver pawnshop on Las Vegas Boulevard, a decision that would eventually catapult them to international fame. The shop, which started as a modest local business, became the foundation for one of the most successful reality television shows in American broadcasting history. The pawnshop business provided Rick with an education that no university could offer. Day after day, he encountered people from every conceivable background, each with their own stories and treasures to sell or pawn. Rick developed an encyclopedic knowledge of historical artifacts, antiques, collectibles, and memorabilia. More importantly, he honed his negotiation skills, learning to read people, assess the true value of items, and navigate complex personal situations with diplomacy and humor. For nearly 2 decades, Rick worked tirelessly to build the Gold and Silver pawnshop into one of Las Vegas's most successful pawn businesses. His reputation for fair dealing and extensive knowledge attracted customers from across the city and, eventually, from around the world. The shop became known not just as a place to conduct financial transactions, but as a repository of American history, where Civil War artifacts sat alongside vintage guitars and rare coins. The transformation from local business owner to television celebrity began in 2009, when the History Channel approached the Harrison family about featuring their pawnshop in a reality television series. The concept was simple, yet compelling. Cameras would follow the daily operations of the Gold and Silver pawnshop, capturing the fascinating items that came through the doors and the colorful characters who brought them. The show was initially titled Pawn Stars, and Rick quickly emerged as one of its most charismatic and knowledgeable personalities. Pawn Stars premiered on July 19, 2009, and immediately struck a chord with viewers. The show's unique blend of History, humor, and human drama resonated with audiences who were hungry for programming that was both entertaining and educational. Rick's role as the voice of reason and historical expertise made him an instant fan favorite. His ability to explain complex historical contexts in accessible terms, combined with his natural comedic timing, made him the perfect television personality. The success of Pawn Stars exceeded everyone's expectations. Within its first season, the show was attracting millions of viewers per episode, making it one of the History Channel's most popular programs. Rick's knowledge and personality were central to this success. He possessed the rare ability to make seemingly mundane transactions fascinating, turning each episode into a mini-documentary about American history and culture. As Pawn Stars gained popularity, Rick became a household name. The show's success led to numerous spin-offs, international versions, and merchandising opportunities. Rick found himself traveling the country for promotional appearances, book signings, and speaking engagements. He authored several books, including Licensed to Pawn, Deals, Steals, and My Life at the Gold and Silver, which became a bestseller and further cemented his status as a cultural icon. The television success transformed not just Rick's life, but the entire Las Vegas economy around the gold and silver pawn shop. The store became a major tourist destination with thousands of visitors daily, hoping to catch a glimpse of the Pawn Stars cast and perhaps appear on camera themselves. The economic impact extended to nearby businesses, restaurants, and hotels. As the show put Las Vegas's downtown area on the map for millions of tourists who might otherwise have never ventured beyond the famous Strip, Rick's television persona was carefully crafted but authentically grounded in his real personality. He portrayed himself as the knowledgeable mediator, often serving as the bridge between his father's old-school approach and his son Corey's modern perspective. His catchphrases and expressions became part of popular culture, and his expertise was sought after by collectors, historians, and fellow television personalities across the country. Throughout his rise to fame and the demanding schedule that came with running a successful pawnshop business and starring in a hit television show, Rick Harrison faced significant health challenges that would test his resilience and force him to make dramatic lifestyle changes. The pressures of celebrity combined with decades of poor eating habits and a sedentary lifestyle took a considerable toll on his physical well-being. Rick's most publicized health struggle has been his ongoing battle with obesity and its related complications. For much of his adult life, Rick carried excess weight that put strain on his cardiovascular system and overall health. The demanding schedule of filming Pawn Stars, managing the pawn shop, and fulfilling various promotional obligations left little time for proper nutrition or regular exercise. Like many Americans in similar situations, Rick found himself caught in a cycle where stress led to poor eating choices, which in turn contributed to weight gain and additional health problems. The wake-up call came when Rick's weight reached dangerous levels, significantly impacting his quality of life and potentially threatening his longevity. Medical professionals warned him that without intervention, he faced serious risks including diabetes, heart disease, and other obesity-related complications. The reality of these health risks, combined with his desire to be present for his family and continue his successful career, motivated Rick to take decisive action. In 2010, Rick made the difficult but necessary decision to undergo gastric lap band surgery, a bariatric procedure designed to help severely obese individuals lose weight by restricting the amount of food the stomach can hold. This decision was not made lightly, as Rick understood that the surgery was not a quick fix, but rather the beginning of a lifelong commitment to changing his relationship with food and adopting healthier lifestyle habits. The gastric lap band procedure proved to be successful for Rick, helping him lose a significant amount of weight over the following months and years. However, the surgery was just the beginning of his health journey. Rick had to completely restructure his eating habits, learning to consume smaller portions and make more nutritious food choices. This transformation required tremendous discipline and represented a fundamental change in how he approached meals and nutrition. Rick's weight loss journey became a source of inspiration for many of his fans who struggled with similar health challenges. He was open about his experiences, sharing both the successes and the ongoing challenges of maintaining a healthier lifestyle. His transparency about the surgical intervention helped destigmatize bariatric procedures and encouraged others to consider all available options when facing serious health risks related to obesity. The physical transformation that resulted from Rick's commitment to better health had numerous positive effects beyond weight loss. His energy levels increased dramatically, allowing him to keep up with the demanding schedule of filming, business, operations, and public appearances with greater ease. His confidence improved, and he reported feeling better, both physically and mentally, than he had in years. However, Rick's health journey was not without setbacks and ongoing challenges. Maintaining significant weight loss requires constant vigilance and lifestyle management. And Rick has been candid about the fact that it remains an ongoing process, rather than a one-time achievement. He has had to develop new coping mechanisms for stress that don't involve food, and he has had to maintain his commitment to healthier eating, even when traveling or facing particularly demanding periods in his career. The success of Rick's health transformation also inspired him to become more physically active. While he had previously lived a largely sedentary lifestyle, the weight loss made it possible for him to engage in activities that had been difficult or impossible when he was carrying excess weight. This increased activity level contributed to his overall health improvement and helped him maintain his weight loss over the long term. Rick's openness about his health struggles and transformation resonated with audiences who saw him as relatable and authentic. Rather than hiding his challenges or pretending that success came easily, he shared the real difficulties of changing deeply ingrained habits and maintaining healthier lifestyle choices in the face of a demanding career and public scrutiny. Throughout his journey to success and fame, Rick Harrison has endured profound personal losses that have shaped his character and perspective on life. These tragedies have tested his resilience and forced him to navigate grief while maintaining his public persona and business responsibilities. The most significant and public of these losses was the death of his father, Richard Benjamin Harrison. Known to millions of Pawn Stars viewers as the Old Man, Richard, the Old Man. Harrison was not only Rick's father, but also his business partner, mentor, and co-star on Pawn Stars. The elder Harrison had been battling Parkinson's disease for several years, a progressive neurological disorder that gradually affected his mobility, speech, and cognitive function. The old man's decline was particularly difficult for Rick to witness as he watched his father, a man who had always been strong, independent, and sharp-witted, slowly lose these defining characteristics to the relentless progression of the disease. The old man's health deteriorated significantly in his final years, and he eventually required full-time care. This period was emotionally challenging for Rick, who had to balance his father's increasing care needs with the demands of running the pawn shop and continuing to film the television series. The family made the difficult decision to move the old man into a care facility where he could receive the specialized attention his condition required. On June 25, 2018, Richard, the Old Man Harrison, passed away at the age of 77. His death marked the end of an era not only for the Harrison family, but also for the millions of Pawn Stars fans who had grown to love his curmudgeonly personality, quick wit, and noon-sense approach to business. The old man's death was widely reported in the media, and tributes poured in from fans around the world who felt they had lost a beloved family member. For Rick, the loss of his father represented far more than the death of a family member. It was the loss of his business mentor, his connection to the past, and one of the foundational figures in his life. The old man had taught Rick everything he knew about the pawn shop business, from how to evaluate items and negotiate deals to how to treat customers with respect and fairness. His father's practical wisdom and life experience had been invaluable resources throughout Rick's career. The grief of losing his father was compounded by the public nature of the loss. While most people can grieve privately, Rick had to navigate his mourning while continuing to fulfill his television and business obligations. The Pawn Stars production team had to address the old man's absence from the show, and Rick found himself having to discuss his father's death in interviews and public appearances while still processing his own grief. In addition to the loss of his father, Rick has faced other personal challenges and family difficulties that have remained largely private, but have nonetheless affected him deeply. The pressures of fame and success have taken a toll on his personal relationships, including multiple marriages and divorces that have brought their own emotional challenges and complications. Rick's first marriage ended in divorce, and he has spoken about the difficulties of maintaining personal relationships while building a business and dealing with the pressures of television fame. The demands of his career combined with the personality traits that made him successful in business, such as his focus on work and his strong opinions, sometimes created challenges in his personal life. The loss of privacy that came with television fame also affected Rick's family relationships. Family members who had never sought the spotlight found themselves thrust into public attention, and this change brought both opportunities and challenges. The dynamic between family members shifted as they navigated their new roles as public figures while trying to maintain authentic relationships with each other. Rick has also dealt with the broader challenges that come with success and fame, including the loss of old friendships and the difficulty of knowing whether new relationships are based on genuine connection or motivated by his celebrity status and financial success. This isolation, common among public figures, has been something Rick has had to navigate while maintaining his public persona as an approachable and down-to-earth individual. Despite these personal losses and challenges, Rick has demonstrated remarkable resilience and the ability to find meaning and purpose in the face of adversity. He has often spoken about how his father's death motivated him to work harder to preserve the old man's legacy and to continue the family business in a way that would make his father proud. As of 2025, Rick Harrison continues to be a prominent figure in both the entertainment industry and the business world, having successfully adapted to the changes and challenges that have come with decades of fame and the evolution of his career. Following the profound loss of his father and the various personal and health challenges he has faced, Rick has entered a new phase of his life characterized by renewed focus, diversified business interests, and a deeper appreciation for family and legacy. The gold and silver pawn shop remains the cornerstone of Rick's business empire. Though it has evolved significantly from its humble beginnings, the shop has become one of Las Vegas's most recognizable tourist destinations, attracting hundreds of thousands of visitors annually who come hoping to experience the magic of Pawn Stars firsthand. Rick has masterfully transformed what was once a local pawn shop into a global brand that generates revenue through multiple streams, including tourism, merchandising, and licensing deals. Pawn Stars continues to be a significant part of Rick's professional life, though the show has undergone changes following the old man's passing and the natural evolution that comes with a long-running series. Rick has taken on a more prominent leadership role in the show, both in front of and behind the cameras. His expertise and personality remain central to the program's appeal, and he has worked to ensure that the show maintains its educational value while adapting to changing audience preferences and media consumption patterns. Beyond the television show, Rick has expanded his business portfolio to include various ventures that leverage his expertise in collectibles, antiques, and American history. He has become a sought-after consultant for collectors and investors looking to navigate the complex world of historical artifacts and memorabilia. His reputation for knowledge and fair dealing has made him a trusted figure in the collecting community, and he regularly participates in auction events and authentication processes. Rick's entrepreneurial spirit has led him to explore opportunities in digital media and e-commerce. Understanding that the future of retail and entertainment lies increasingly in online platforms, he has worked to establish a digital presence that allows fans and customers to interact with the gold and silver pawnshop brand from anywhere in the world. This includes online authentication services, virtual consultations, and digital content that extends the Pawn Stars experience beyond the traditional television format. The health transformation that Rick underwent continues to be an important part of his current lifestyle. He has maintained much of his weight loss and has integrated regular health monitoring and maintenance into his routine. This commitment to health has given him the energy and stamina needed to pursue his various business interests, while also allowing him more quality time with his family. Rick often speaks about how his improved health has enhanced his overall quality of life and his ability to be present for important moments. Family relationships have taken on renewed importance in Rick's current phase of life. Following his father's death, Rick has become more intentional about spending time with his remaining family members and ensuring that the lessons and values passed down by the old man continue to influence the next generation. He has worked to strengthen his relationship with his son Corey, who has taken on increased responsibilities in the family business, and he has been more present for his other children and grandchildren. Rick's current romantic life includes his marriage to Deanna Bird, whom he married in 2013. This relationship has provided stability and companionship during some of the more challenging periods of his recent years, including his father's illness and death. Deanna has been supportive of Rick's career, while also encouraging him to maintain balance between his professional obligations and personal life. In terms of community involvement and philanthropy, Rick has become more active in giving back to the Las Vegas community that has supported his success. He participates in charity events, supports local historical preservation efforts, and uses his platform to promote education about American history and the importance of preserving cultural artifacts. His involvement in these causes reflects a growing awareness of his role as a public figure and his responsibility to contribute positively to society. Looking toward the future, Rick continues to explore new opportunities while remaining grounded in the principles that brought him success. He has expressed interest in writing additional books, potentially exploring topics beyond his pawn shop experiences to include his thoughts on business, family, and the lessons he has learned throughout his journey. There has also been discussion about documentary projects that would allow him to delve deeper into historical topics that have always fascinated him. The legacy aspect of Rick's current focus cannot be understated. Having lost his father and witnessed how quickly life can change, Rick has become more intentional about preserving and sharing the knowledge and experiences he has accumulated over his decades in business and entertainment. He regularly mentors young entrepreneurs and shares his insights about building successful businesses, navigating fame, and maintaining authenticity in the public eye. Rick Harrison's current life represents a mature phase of a remarkable American success story, one that began in a small pawn shop and evolved into a cultural phenomenon that has entertained and educated millions of people around the world. His ability to adapt, overcome challenges, and continue growing both personally and professionally serves as an inspiration to others facing their own obstacles and transitions.